fix the door handle. It's pretty easy. You pop the door off, take the 2 bolts out of the handle part up here for the door itself, and pop the door off out of the clips, and then there's 1 rivet in there. You drill out the rivet, and then the whole mechanism slides to the right and pops right out. And you pull the 2 rods off the back, the one for the door handle, the one for the door lock. So I put the new one up there, put the 2 rods in there, push it in, slid it to the left, stuck a new rivet in there with the rivet gun, pop the rivet in there, and good to go. So that's fixed. I didn't end up recording anything yesterday. That last part you just saw was from me yesterday, which was Monday. Today is Tuesday. It is currently only 72 degrees outside. Do you see the sweat pouring down my face? Yeah, 72 degrees. The dew point's over 70. Remember I told you guys this time of year I don't look at the temperature, I look at the dew point? Yeah. I'm soaked. Look at my shirt, completely soaked. I just got done with my first lawn. That's it. Small one. And I push mowed it. That may have something to do with why I'm sweating so bad, but it's really not a big lawn at all. I am roasting. I ended up not recording anything yesterday because my wife called me like early in the morning and said, my car is due for inspection. Today's the last day and it expires the end of July. And I said, well, I got that and the GMC both done at the same time last year, so I'm guessing that's done, that's up too. So I hurried up, got through my list, and I texted my buddy. I ran up to his shop, the GMC, got that inspected, and everything passed, everything's good to go. And then I called my wife. We keep the van at her parents' house because she never drives this brand new van. She only drives it in the winter. She drives her Camry Sport in the summer. But whatever. So I told her, I said, well, I'm going to come down and get the van because I did know that the inspection expired like 3 months ago. We just never took it because we don't drive it. So I said, I'm going to come down and get the van. I'm going to drive that up next. And she says, well, I'm done and I'm for the day and I'm at my parents' house. I said, all right, well then follow me up with the Camry. So then we took the van and the Camry up, got those both inspected. And then my super high lifts came in yesterday for the Tiger Cat and the Great Dane. So I put those on and I'm excited. I can't wait to use those. But yeah. So I have the Great Dane on today and I have the Walker, because that lawn I showed you guys last Tuesday that I mowed it twice with the Great Dane, I said it looks like crap. I don't like how it looks. It is, he fertilizes more than he needs to, and with all the rain we've had, it's grown out of control. So I'm cutting it down short today and I'm gonna bag it with the Walker. So I'm sure I'll probably record that just to show you the difference from last week's video. But that's it. So definitely be footage today. I've showed that lawn before a few times. The reason I just showed it right now is because the super high lifts came in for the Great Dane and for the Tiger Cat, and they work really well on the Great Dane. I'm starting to think that there was a reason I always ran gators on that Great Dane, because I still get a lot of blowout, or a lot of chunks just falling out the mouth of the deck versus blowing way out. With those super high lifts, it's definitely making a huge difference, but not to what I want it to be. And I don't remember ever having that problem with the other Great Dane where chunks of stuff would just fall out the deck, even dry grass. So I think I'm gonna put a set of gators on. I have a set of gators that'll fit on that thing, regular gators, those Scag Eliminator blades. They work phenomenal on the Scag, better than gator blades do, but I don't think that they work up to par on the Great Dane. I think they would be better with regular gators. So I'm gonna try that out. Still more experimental. There's something I'm gonna do with the blades and the height of them to adjust it, that I think will help as well. But so I have a surprise today. I actually picked up an old lawn that I used to have, and I gave it to a friend, and he doesn't want it anymore, so I took it back, and I'm going to be cutting it again. But in order to do that, I needed a certain mower that I sold to a different friend, and well, he's selling it right back to me for the price I gave it to him. I sold it to him like a year ago. He's never used it. It sat in his garage. I did a ton of work to. Some of you guys might be able, long-time followers will be able to guess what that is, but I'll show that here in a little bit. He's going to be meeting up with me about 10 o'clock this morning to give me that mower. It's 8:45 right now. I'm going to try to get in 2 more before I meet with him, which I think I can do it. So it'll be different to have this mower back. I'm kind of excited about it, but like I said, I redid this entire mower, so I know there's nothing wrong with it. It's definitely got a lot of nice upgrades and features on it. But anyway, so that right there I just showed you was with the Tiger Cat. And the reason I showed it was because the super high lifts, usually every Wednesday morning I have to double cut parts of that lawn, and then there's still some parts that I have to break up with a blower, or sometimes I can get away with just breaking up a few parts with the blower, because that lawn is always soaking wet every Tuesday or every Wednesday morning. I'm right down here on the river, the Big Niagara River, so it's a lot of moisture. It has a lot of moisture from nighttime, all the dew at night, and a lot of sun doesn't hit that lawn until later in the day. Now, I know some people will probably say, why don't you just do it backwards, or run backwards, because there's other lawns I have at the end of the day which are much, much worse if I mow them wet. So, you know, but at running the super high lifts on that Tiger Cat that I just did that with, that was one cut. It was probably 5.5 inches tall. I cut it down to 3 inches. You guys can see that was one cut, no blowing with the backpack blower. That's it. So, I mean, when I got back up to near the trailer, I pulled the pin out of the deck and I lifted my foot up and let the deck drop down hard a couple times on the ground. And I did get a bunch of stuff that fell out. So, I mean, some of it definitely stuck inside the deck, but not nearly what I thought was going to come out of there. So, that's good. I'm excited to see what they do on dry grass. But you guys will see. I started recording some stuff Monday, no footage, just me talking about stuff. And I did the same thing yesterday, and both days just went to hell. Monday, I had so much I had to do with inspections on trucks, on my truck, then the wife's van, and the wife's Camry Sport. I had to go do that, so I never got time to record anymore. I was rushing for time. Then yesterday, I had to bag some major lawns that just were out of control, and then I get to one that I'm bagging, and I sucked up a chunk of wood about that long, about that big around. Went right through the deck of the walker and bust a shear pin my ass. It didn't bust anything. It sucked it right up through that tube in the impeller, and it literally seared 2 of the fins right off the impeller. Or not off, but seared them like a sear like that, sliced it right down and cranked it right over. So that's a project for later this week. It's supposed to rain all day tomorrow and Friday. I don't know if it's actually gonna, but I already called the dealer. I got to decide whether I'm just going to replace that 10-inch impeller or if I'm going to do the upgrade and go to the 10.5 inch. It's more money, but I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I'll figure it out. So that's all to come. Okay, I just mowed all that down there, and I had to mow it 3 times to mulch it up. This whole hill, I mowed the whole thing back and forth, and then I used the backpack blower to blow it all down so I can get it down there to mulch it up. There's no even running a sulky on a walk behind here. There's no putting a bagger on it, nothing. I mowed this a year and a half ago. It's probably the last time I mowed this, and I gave the account up. This is the one I told you guys before in the video. The only reason I kept that Ferris Walkbehind was mainly for this account. Well, I gave it up to another guy that I knew needed the work, and I've known him forever, so he's been doing it ever since. Well, he decided he didn't want it anymore, and I told him I'd take it back over, and that's why I went and bought the Ferris back from the guy that I had sold it to, a buddy of mine. He never even used it, so he's had it ever since I gave this account up over a year, and he's never used that mower, so it was pretty nice to be back on it. But I'll tell you one thing's for sure is I didn't expect this shit show when I got here. This was a nightmare. This stuff was damn near 8-9 inches tall down here, and I mowed this place for 2 years straight, and the guy I gave it to I know cuts his lawn short, so I thought it'd be no big deal. I'd come in here and just start taking it over. He told me he cut it last Wednesday night, and today is Wednesday. I don't know what the hell he did, but if he cut it high knowing he wouldn't have to worry about it anymore or what. But in the weed whacking, some of the spots here, it was damn near a foot tall along this building. Under them bushes, everything. It's horrible. This whole edge here, along these bushes all the way up, I had grass 3/4 of the way out in the driveway. That was just from weed whacking it. Like I had gone through here with a mower and blown it out there. That's how tall it was. And then there's this archway right here. Used to be right here, so I couldn't get through here with anything. I used to have to push mow all this back here, but now I just rode the 48 right in here and did this whole thing. You can see my truck and trailer over there on the road, but this whole area here, I had to I mowed it with a 48. I had to double cut it and then still hit it with the backpack blower. There was pieces of True Green's fertilizing sign all over the place. They must have mulched over it last week and just left it. Grass is blown under the bushes all the way around. Well, just not under, blown right to the edge of it. So I blew it up through there and broke it up best I could. It'll get better each week. There used to be 2 big trees here when I first took this account over a few years ago. They had the trees ripped out in this big hole, and I leveled this all with topsoil and planted grass seed. There's still some low spots in it, but it came in pretty good. But I definitely did not expect this shit show. What a mess. I've been here all of an hour, maybe longer, and I used to be not here in like 35 minutes, 40 minutes max. But I mean, good paying account. And this right here, all along this edge here, it was so flippin' tall. What a pain in the ass. I don't know what the hell he did here last Wednesday. I seriously think that he was just like, oh, screw it. I'm not doing it anymore. I don't have to worry about it. And he just left it a nightmare for me. Cut it real high so he didn't have to worry about double cutting it or anything. And crappy job on the weed whacking. It was just shit. Just a real, you know, I gave him this account when he needed the money. Well, needed the work. And I sold him the 52 Exmark stander I had. That's the guy I sold that to and let him make payments on it. And that's been over a year. He still owes me money. But it is what it is. Either way, as you guys have seen, I have the Ferris back. And I have this account back. So it's another almost $300 a month. Well, about $300 a month for this account. So, like I said, I'm usually not here 30 minutes, maybe 40, but usually like 30. So it's not that bad for $300 a month. Not in my area. I just looked at my camera and it said, well, it said camera mode instead of video mode. I don't know if it actually recorded me mowing all that. I hope it did. Well, guess by the time you get to this point in the video, you'll know if it recorded it, because that part will be before this, but I hope it did. I want to be pissed if I hit the wrong button and it didn't record all that. Oh well, tomorrow's another day.